This movie is shit. Oh, sorry, I usually give more of an explanation than that. Let me start again. Wow, fuck me, this movie is shit. I have no problem with slasher films paying homage to ones that came before it. It's when they have no discernible identity of their own, where all you have left is homages. But after a while, even they come off as insincere and terrible. Fear Street Prom Queen is the return to Shadyside after the trilogy of films released a few years ago. I don't think I'm in the minority if I say that 1978 was the best of the three, though all of them have their own merits. They felt like they were attempting to find their own identity while respecting the material they are based off of. The funny thing is that even though Prom Queen is based off of one of the Fear Street novels, it is the one that struggles the most at finding an identity that is even worth a damn talking about. The film takes place in 1988 at Shadyside High. We follow Lori, a social outcast with a dark past, who is vying to be prom queen for her mother, who was accused but never convicted of murdering Lori's dad. Lori has a group of rivals in the film referred to as the Wolf Pack, usual assortment of slasher archetypes who bully our heroine. She has a best friend named Megan, a big-time stoner and horror fanatic who sticks up for her friend. On the night of their senior prom, a killer stalks all the prom queen candidates. As the body count mounts, who will be crowned prom queen, and will we even give a shit? The answer is no. I just described the plot of Scream and Prom Night as if they had a baby and farted out this shit, which is essentially those two movies but without the former's intelligence or the latter's camp value. The killer wears a red poncho, which is obviously paying homage to I Know What You Did Last Summer. Every character in this movie is not even thinly sketched. I don't even know if there was a schematic given for the archetypes everyone is playing, and with the exception of a few of the seasoned actors such as Lily Taylor and Chris Klein, almost everyone else in this movie is pretty bad playing their roles. The two best friends are fine. It's all the Wolfpack and their boyfriends that are punch you in the gut awful. I can't blame the actors because the goddamn dialogue is horrendous, and not in a fun campy way like those 80s slashers it is ripping off. I mean paying respect to. Since this is a slasher movie with a bad story, you have to judge it based off of the kills instead. And on that level, they're okay. There are a few kills that are pretty decent. One involves a sander of some sort, and another with a paper cutter that were standouts. But the blood effects seem to be done with an extra dosage of CGI, so they go from fun to infuriating when the blood looks as fake as the soul of this shit movie is. The main character's mother is shown 2 times in the film, both in throwaway scenes where she is just moping around. Yet whether or not she killed her baby daddy is all we know about her or our final girl, and it ends up amounting to nothing. Nothing that happens in this movie with the killer involves this past event. With Scream, the whole point was that the killer is killing because of what Sydney's mother did. In Fear Street Prom Queen, it's one giant red herring. The friendship between Megan and Lori has some basic friendship stuff at the start, but then they have an argument, make up, it's all forgotten about. What I'm saying is that everything that is set up in this movie has no emotional weight to it. There's a boy who is dating the leader of the Wolfpack, and he has a thing for our main heroine, but that doesn't go anywhere either except for one almost kiss. The main antagonist for our heroine is the leader of the Wolfpack, as she shows her evil behavior by expositing for us so we understand why the town hates her. Except no one is around when she does this except for our main heroine and one other person who already knows the story. So why did she give this past history speech? Even our main character says at the start she's heard it 1,000 times before. But too bad, audience, because you've never heard it before, so we need to have her give a bully speech so we can explain to you the backstory and to make you hate this frigid cunt hair of a character. Congratulations, movie! You not only had these poor actresses recite this terrible dialogue, but by pacing the story the way you did, you made us not give a shit whether or not any of these bitches survive or not. So you have a slasher with a terrible script, wooden acting, basically one location to film, no world building, and sometimes acceptable kills. What does this movie have to make itself special? There aren't even really many chase scenes except the one I mentioned already. The setup is always the same with the kills. 1 or 2 characters goes off from the prom alone somewhere in the school. They discuss something for a brief moment, then they hear a sound, say hello like in old slasher films, walk slowly toward the camera for tension, before one quick fake out followed by a fast cut death. There is a scene in a bathroom where one of the victims starts talking to the killer for a moment, and I swore that it was trying to pay homage to the Scary Movie franchise, but without that film's humor. I rolled my eyes at that point and gave up on the picture altogether. As flawed as Hell of a Summer was, at least it knew what it was and had fun making fun of itself. Fear Street Prom Queen is as soulless as the Prom Night remake, and if you remember, that movie is really bad too. And none of the characters in this film are allowed to have any charm to them, so we can root for them either to die in an epic way or survive. They all just hang out, and when they do die, we say, well, okay, check one off the suspect list, I guess. Speaking of the suspect list, once the kills begin and you've been introduced to everybody, it is extremely easy to figure out who the killer is. I won't spoil it in case you want to watch this crap, but the reveal is hilarious for all the wrong reasons. Obviously, I don't recommend this bullshit. To call it pastiche would be an insult. This isn't even half-baked. It's some sort of weird amalgamation of fan service with no understanding of what made those earlier films special, despite how bad or flawed they were. Prom Night, the original, is not a great movie. Neither is My Bloody Valentine, but they have an innocent fun to them and a charm and a cant value that have made them cult classics to people like me. This is soulless corporate bullshit, which is the exact opposite of why slashers succeeded in the first fucking place. Fuck this movie. I give Fear Street Prom Queen 1 star and a golden turkey. Netflix is saving movies? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you say that and release garbage like this, then we are in for a bleak future with movies. Okay, so Fear Street Prom Queen, what is everyone's thoughts on it? Please let me know. I have reviewed a number of slashers on my channel that I have recommended, so please check out those videos if you want a slasher that is worth your time instead of this schlock. Anyway, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.